Tonight I've got the Gerber Armbar trade. This year was updated with a pocket clip, really cool. And then it has a hammering surface on the end. You're able to open up bottle caps, and then you have the awl, you have the driver and the saw. And with the Gerber Armbar trade driver, you've got the double-sided bit. Now this is a pretty fantastic little screwdriver setup. You can open this like this all the way, and it does have a detent that keeps it in place, but no lock. So I've never had an issue with it, but it would be greater if it did have a lock. Now the knife does have a lock. You can open that up. Obviously, close it up like so, and there is your very minimalist tool set. So I feel like the Gerber Armbar trade is a pretty great little multi-tool. You're able to sit it in the pocket, and it just sort of disappears, and you hardly know it's there because it's so light. But let's see if any of these other multi-tool style options, heavily screwdriver-based options, are able to compete with the Gerber Armbar trade. Now, the first and most expensive option, the one I probably would like the least, is the Big Idea Designs. Now, this is a ripoff. This is a copy, not the real thing. But the Big Idea Designs screwdriver, and they are able to have the screwdriver bit also on the end to turn this into a screwdriver, not just a bit holder. And then it also has a pocket clip as well. Now, I like Big Idea Designs products, but with the $100 and over price tag, I think that would be my least favorite just because it's so expensive. I feel like it's a little bit too much for what it offers. I guess I would want more for $100 or so. So just keep that in mind. All right, so let's put that out of the way. Now, the next one is the Swiss Tech 11-in-1. Now, this multi-tool does have a pretty nice bit driver, and you can use double-sided bits with the detent in here. And there are a lot of options, but unfortunately it is not locking. So that's a big miss for me. And then also when we get to the options on the inside of the handle, I find it a little bit hard to get the tools out. So it's a little bit awkward to get them out. You do have the scissors, which are fine. You've got the awl, you've got the strap cutter, and those options work fine. And then on this side, you have the knife. And then on the reverse side, you have the saw. So for the around $17, $18 price point, it's actually not bad at all. It's a pretty good option, but just some of the ergonomics, to me, I know the price is good, but I just feel like the armbar, if I had both, I would probably definitely pick the armbar to carry with me. All right, so that brings us to the Steelman. Now I just received this today, actually. This is the first time I've had this, and this is a pretty cool option. So again, it is very heavily influenced by Big Idea Designs. You've got that same option where you can store bits, and then you push it out there, spring loaded. You've got a nice pocket clip, and then instead of having the screwdriver at the bottom, you actually have this screwdriver that extends out the front like so. You put the bit in here, and then you've got a long reach screwdriver. You're able to also extend this, have a shorter screwdriver as well, and then it fits in there. So this is held in, I believe, by a magnet system, and this one also does not lock, and then it just retracts like so. So this is a pretty good tool, but it does feel a little bit heavier. When you compare that to the Gerber Armbar trade, I have to say this feels like 2 or 3 of these, to be honest. Just a lot heavier, but it is a very nicely built multi-tool. It feels heavy duty, and it feels like it probably will last you for a while. So coming in around that $25 mark, it actually is a pretty good option if you don't mind the extra weight. All right, and then finally, I think the best option, the best competitor to the Gerber Armbar trade is actually another Gerber product, which is the Gerber Lockdown Drive. Now, this happens to be sort of a personal favorite with me if I was to carry like a separate knife and set of pliers, I would probably carry this also for the driver, the bit driver component. So the bit driver, again, is non-locking, but you're able to just use more of a standard size 1/4-inch bit. It has a small double-side bit, but you can use a standard 1/4-inch bit like so. It does fall in there a little bit, so again, you might have to put a magnet on the bottom, but it fits in there all right. So you can use that, and then you also have the awl. You have the hobby knife blade right there. You've got a really nice pocket clip. You've got the saw, and you've got a file. Now, I think there probably are too many knives on this tool. It seems like Gerber loaded a whole bunch of pointy objects, but I really love how this feels. It just really feels well made, sits in the pocket very good, and I've had a really good experience with this, and I'm a huge fan. So both of these products I think are great for a minimalist EDC screwdriver kit to have with your multi-tool, and these especially add the extra multi-tool functions with it. So something like this, again, this copy, or if you bought the real thing, you can't buy this anymore, but the screwdriver for Big Idea Designs, again, that's more of a screwdriver. They try to say that this is a bottle cap lifter, and I guess it is, just the same as this right here, they say is a bottle cap lifter. So it's multi-function, but to me, it's pretty much just a screwdriver. And again, Swiss Tech, not a huge fan of how this tool is. It works, but it is a little bit harder to use it, the ergonomics and such. So when it comes right down to it, I think the Gerber Armbar Trade is still the king in the light EDC screwdriver department, especially with the extra multi-tools included. But I think the lockdown drive is actually a really good alternative as well. All right, let me know what your favorite screwdriver-based multi-tool is, and I'll enjoy reading what you have to say.